cook some meals in a jar. We're out enjoying our Arizona desert, taking a Jeep drive, and we're hungry, so come along as we cook up some meals in a jar.
That's the big boulder right there. We gotta go up and over these boulders here. Things we do for your subscribers. Okay, this.
Now I've got 1 quart-sized mason jar of meals in a jar, and this jar you would need to add 2 quarts of water. Now it's just my husband and I, so I brought a Ziploc bag. I'm going to pour the whole thing in, shake it up, and then pour half of it back into the jar because just the 2 of us, we're not going to need this much. But I'm going to go ahead and get my water started. All right, the meals in a jar, I just wanted to show you real quick. These are from November 2012 and we are January 2019. And I saved a few jars on my shelves because I wanted to do just this very video of showing you how long you can store your freeze-dried food and if it's still good anymore. So we're gonna go ahead and cook it up. Now this is something I wanted to show you for storing long-term. I put the tomato powder at the bottom and it literally dries up hard as a rock. So I would recommend putting everything inside and then pouring the tomato powder over so that it doesn't clump down at the bottom because it's a bear to get this out. It's still good. It's just tough to get it out of the mason jar. Now, a lot of people have said, you know, why put it in a mason jar? And if you look at my previous video, it was a meals in a jar bucket to take and go. I do also put them in little Mylar bags, so when my husband and sons go camping, and those instances, smaller amounts, it's easier to get them out of the Mylar jar bags. But the reason why I did the meals in a jar in the bucket is because in that video I mentioned if you have a solar oven, if you had to get out of Dodge, grab your solar oven, your bucket of food, and then people have said, well, the jars will break. Well, the reason why I have the jars in there is because you have your solar oven, the bucket you can go get water with, hold water, and then your mason jars and a whoppie inside your solar oven will process and purify your water. So that is the reason for that video. But if you're going to make like for backpackers or in just a situation where you wanted to store it for a long time for a prepping situation, by all means put it in Mylar bags or FoodSaver bags. So we're burning daylight, sun's starting to go down, and this one doesn't heat as quickly as your Old Faithful kind of stove, so we went ahead and pulled this one out, and we're going to go ahead and use this one. But different variations of stoves, there are so many varieties out there, you know, I don't even have to go into that. And so we're going to get this going before the sun gets down so you can see the video. So I got my tomato paste out of my jar and I went ahead and mixed everything up inside my Ziploc baggie, and I'm going to go ahead and store half the jar for another trip. But this video was just primarily to show you how long your food storage can store, and using it is awesome, especially for camping, backpacking. So there you go. Added a little bit more water to it, and because I have pasta in it, it's going to take longer to cook. Now if you have freeze-dried vegetables, meats, things like that. All you need is hot water. It doesn't take long to cook. I went ahead and added pasta to it. The little macaronis that's like in Kraft macaroni and cheese are in my meals in a jar. And so it takes a little bit more water. It also is going to take a little bit more time to cook. Got black beans, sausage crumble, beef, mixed vegetables, and tomato powder. I love Honeyville's tomato powder. You guys know I'm a huge Honeyville fan, so if you're gonna make soups, stews, things like that, pick up some Honeyville, a number 10 can of the Honeyville tomato powder, because it's awesome. Okay, so we're close to being done here. Now, the macaroni noodles take a little longer, like I said, to cook. So if you're concerned with that, put something like a Fideo, F-I-D-E-O noodle in, or just a smaller cut noodle, and it won't take as long to cook. It's all done. Turned out great. Whoop. Hopefully we got this. And depending on how much soup you want in is how much water you want to put in. We're out in the middle of Four Peaks, give you a great view, and we're going to sit here and eat our minestrone soup.
You actually can't get freeze-dried food with this kind of flavor in it.
Yeah, Mountain House, you know, I've ate a ton of Mountain House, and they're good. Don't get me wrong, I like Mountain House, but when you can put your own seasonings in, the tomato powder, there's night and day difference in the taste.
This doesn't taste like backpacking food. It tastes like restaurant soup.
Ooh.
It's hot. And this batch is what, 9 years old? How?
12, 7 years old. This batch is 7 years old.
7 years old. You'd never tell it. I mean, it tastes great. There's so much flavor going on here.
Mmm. See that? That's the Four Peaks Mountain, and if you ever in Arizona get a chance to go visit them, they're beautiful. But our mountains, Arizona, completely beautiful.
Tour all on
That
rental.
looks like a tour of Arizona on little two-seaters.
They paid for it. We didn't.
Hey, though, if you visit Arizona and you take one of those tours and they have two-seaters, I'd say spend the money and go do it if you don't have a way to get out here in Arizona desert, because it is beautiful.
So I was just thinking that how good that meal was that we just ate, and a lot of this preparedness food, you know, is pretty bland typically when you buy it, and I get it. Sometimes people don't know how to do it or they can't, and something is certainly better than nothing, and it will definitely keep you alive. But having been hungry in my life and in positions where, you know, I wished I'd have had some of this years ago, it definitely would help your morale if you were in a doomsday situation and you just ate what I ate. I mean, that soup was amazing. The flavor was incredible. And while the bland stuff will keep you alive, that'll keep you alive and happy. And that's something to be said. I mean, for experimenting with those types of things and making your own. And even an idiot like me that can't cook could do that.
Now all you backpackers, campers, hikers, you name it out there, you go out for a weekend and you're camping, make a meal in a jar, because that stuff is awesome, easy to take with you, bring some water, and you got an awesome meal. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bugs in my face. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, and if you want to be notified for future videos, ring the bell. God bless you all.